Hello and welcome to your daily oracle reading for Friday, June 5th, 2020. I'm Linda the Lightworker. This is also a full moon, so we've got a very powerful day today here in the cards. Now, if you are new to my website, check out down below. I have a link to my full moon reading, which I posted a couple of days ago, because when the moon goes into its cycle, we feel the effects for a couple of days before and a couple of days after. So please check out that other video link below, and let's jump into our cards. First, before I do that, I want to give you a personal note. I'm back in Santa Fe. New Mexico, my home, and I'm so thrilled to be here, and I'll be here for a while. I think I'm here for, well, however long Spirit tells me. And my sister's doing great. She's recovering from her illness, and I'm just so delighted to be here. There's a 14-day mandatory isolation, so that's been fantastic for me to just have some insular time and to reacquaint myself with this altitude and my new location. So anyway, I'm excited to show you. I'm hoping to make videos in different spots around this home. It's so beautiful. You're going to enjoy it as much as I do. All right, we're going to jump into our cards. Today I'm using the World Spirit Tarot deck, which is one of my favorites. My regulars know how much I love this beatered and battered and bruised tarot deck. But it seems particularly on point for these times, especially during these times of COVID and this unexpected civil changes that are happening in our nation. We're going through a tremendous transformation, and it is our responsibility to ourselves to stay on our path of wellness, and that includes positive self-talk, really healthy nutrition, having a relationship with spirit or some spiritual practice that brings you hope and comfort, somewhere to lay your woes, and be able to really reinforce yourself so you can stick to those good habits you have as you're slaying your own inner demons, moving forward one day at a time, doing our best, right? That's all we can do. So let's just think about today. All right, our first card today is the Ace of Cups. Now, let me just mention here, we have been having so many new beginning cards. We had a lot of the Ace of Pentacles earlier in the week, and now we have, I know we had the Ace of Wands before. Here's the Ace of Cups coming around. Now it's an awakening time for us emotionally. The cups represent the water signs, so if you are a Cancer, a Piscean, or perhaps a Scorpion, this might impact you even more. But with this powerful full moon in Cancers, that's why I'm talking to you first, you're going to feel the emotional qualities of this moon, especially since it's an eclipse. So, but these tears, look at this cup overflowing, this bliss, this replenished cup is just raised in salutation. Like, this is a joyful time. This is a time of you really reconnecting with your intuitive side. So pay attention to your dreams. Write them down. Start your dream journal. Those of you who are writing every day, add more conversations with your intuition, your higher self. Ask for that. Ask a question and sit quietly. This is how you talk to your intuition. You sit with your journal and you say, okay, you've cleared your mind of all the other gobbledygook. You've done your stuff. You meditated, right? You got to meditate to quiet down. Where's my monkey mind? I'll bring out the monkey later. You know, the monkey mind that goes back and forth and wants to jump around. It's learning to quiet the monkey mind. And then you're able to settle down and really tap into that higher self, that intuition. So once you've calmed yourself down, you have your journal. Just ask your intuition a question, and then sit quietly, and whatever arises, write it down. It's that simple to really just start the dialogue. This is about you awakening to your emotional strength. Your heart may be opening up. You might be falling in love with people or your new tribe or your new direction, or your sweetheart is really like you've been involved with someone and you're just going deeper in your love. But more importantly than sharing your love with others, it is about you going deeper with your self-love. How deep, how much can you love yourself? You know, love is the most powerful force in the universe. That's understood everywhere in all traditions. It's undefinable. It can't be calculated, and it is magnificent. So when we agree that the unified field is love, right? That it's only our responsibility to cultivate more love in our hearts for ourselves, do our own inner work, and then we have so much more to share and offer to others because we take care of ourselves. We don't require others to be filling those holes where we might need to learn how to do it ourselves. RuPaul, I'm always quoting him, amazing. She is beautiful. If you can't love yourself, how can you love anyone else? So that's the big work. Dive into that self-love. Do it, do it, do it. Because here's our second card, and it's our action card. And it's the 10 of Swords. And look, it's a scary looking card because it is. This card, you know, in traditional tarot, the 10 of Swords, the word that's typically associated with it is ruin, right? So some of you might be feeling completely ruined, right? But this is what feels better. This is what feels what Spirit is telling me, especially when I pulled the card. Spirit said, this is about you slaying your inner demons. Slay that demon with the help of the angels up above. It's about you confronting your inner darkness and taking hold and saying, you no longer serve me. You no longer serve me. So when we're able to see that eating a can of sweetened condensed milk, right? It's so sweet and delicious. Those of you with the sugar addictions, that runs in my family. I love sugar. It's not going to help me. Excuse me. It's the allergies. You know where your demons are. I don't need to start telling that sugar story again. It could be anything. Could be your smoking, could be sugar, could be alcohol, could be drugs, could be porn. You know the demons. What's your demon? It could be just negative thinking. You know, there is something that happens, especially if we had parents who who are hypercritical. And when we have or when we're children, we hear things differently, right? So we might hear a message and then learn to repeat that dark message from our parents. So just pay attention where your demon is, because this self-love is about you stepping away from what doesn't serve you anymore. And some of you might literally be walking away from toxic situations or people. So it might feel as if things are in ruin, or this could feel like things feel out of control out there in our world, and it might feel like things have been ruined. And all the prophecies talk about this, with all the different shamans of all the different tribes and nations and different communities who I've worked with. And in all the traditions, there is a new birth, a rebirthing happening. So something good's going to come out of all this difficulty. So hang in there. You're doing good work. It's not easy to slay these demons, especially if it's alcohol or something, or having all this intense feeling of unknown. Is big, you know. Not knowing what the future is makes us unsteady, and maybe it's letting go of that. So you'll know. Our third and final tarot card for today, Friday, is the Six of Pentacles. Now, what I love most about this is all about charitable acts, about you helping to rebalance. There's a rebalancing of charity happening, of fiscal inequality Perhaps it's you asking for help, or perhaps that's you offering help. It doesn't matter. We all ebb and flow, and we all help each other's, and we all receive help from others. You know, it's interesting how oftentimes the people we reach out and help the most are not the same people who come back and help us when we need help. Like if you help somebody, it's kind of, for me, I've noticed it's foolish. Oh, Spirit's like, right, Spirit's giving me a lesson right now. And it really is about taking that vow of not being someone else's keeper, right? So just make sure that you are able to be grounded and in balance. So if you have required charity, maybe now's the time you start giving back. Maybe now is the time you can help someone else. I know a woman who is canning beans for the future for people who are going to need beans. So, you know, she might need some help, some donations with that. If you're interested in helping her build her food bank, I'm happy to contact you or with her. But, you know, notice where the charity is and what you need to do. Look at how this little guy down here, he's asking for help as well. So it is a two-way street. You must recognize when you're asking for help. Be clear if you need to ask for help. And sometimes it seems really impossible to ask for help. That seems like a big ask. So just pay attention with where your needs are and what you really need. Because here's our final card for today. And it's the Narrow Pathways card. And the message says, tread thoughtfully. So listen, when we are going across a rickety bridge, we don't even, how is this bridge even suspended so high above these mountains? It looks like there's no net below, but some new growth. You're kind of near the tree line, a lot of fog, but there's light ahead. So I don't know where you are in this narrow pathway, but I can tell you, if it's my task to tread lightly and thoughtfully, that's what the message is. So how do we do that? How do we balance? I have these cough that's going to kick in here. And it's because we have high winds and there's dust blowing around. And I have a lot of allergies, so don't panic. It's not the COVID talk. This is about being thoughtful and being able to be as present as possible. So as you're tackling your demon, look at this. Look at all those swords in the water. It might have taken more than one sword. I just have this tickle in my throat, so I'm gonna wrap up this video for the full moon. So anyway, it sounds like we have our little bit of work cut out. The moon is a powerful time, but remember, the most important thing to remember for today is to dive into that self-love and to express yourself as creatively as possible. And these emotions that arise are just emotions, and they just want to say, hey, I exist. Please acknowledge me. So say, hey, emotion, how are you? Recognize it. Just needs a witness. All right, my dear, that's our reading for today. If you're one of my new subscribers, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. We're on our way. We almost are hitting 200 people. That's very exciting. And if you want to find out more about me, all the information is down below. You know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, all that yada, yada. And I'm going to head out, but I want you to know how proud I am of you. You are doing an incredible job. And if you are slaying a demon, there's help all around you. And if you need help slaying your demon, reach out to me, and I'm sure I can help you find an 800 number so that you can really get the support you need, okay? It's going to be all right. You're going to make it. You've been through so much worse. Look at it. You got to today. And today's a pretty special day. So keep it in the present. It's a present. It's a gift. All right. I love you, and I look forward to seeing you next time.